Hello and welcome to a new Spark Inspiring Woman piece. Today I am going to talk about the amazing Amanda Gorman. Amanda is a poet and activist. At just 24 years old, this incredible soul has accomplished more things than will fit in this small segment, but I'm going to try to get many of them in. Amanda grew up in West Los Angeles to a single mother who taught 6th grade English. She has a twin sister named Gabriella and an older brother named Spencer. Amanda is a member of St. Brigid's Catholic Church, which is a Black Catholic parish near her home in LA. Growing up, Amanda had an auditory processing disorder. She was hypersensitive to sound and had a speech impediment. She participated in speech therapy as a child and would often sing songs as part of her therapy. She would pick songs with lots of R's, which was one of the most difficult letters for her. One of the songs that she recalls and that she repeats and talks about is Aaron Burr, Sir, from the Hamilton soundtrack. She said that if she can get through that song, she can read her own poetry. So, when I was younger, I worked as an occupational therapy assistant at the beginning of my career, and I know from working with a lot of speech therapists that ours are pretty tough. So one thing Amanda expresses is that her speech impediment proved to be a strength and a gift for her. It encouraged her to consistently read and write as a way of communicating, which eventually led her to start writing poetry. Her mother always encouraged her reading and learning in the house, and there was little TV going on, very little. Amanda said in an interview with Michelle Obama for Time magazine that she was raised by a strong Black woman who always taught her to value her ideas and her voice. So straight out of the gate, that gets me thinking, like, what voices did you hear growing up? Because I can tell you those weren't the voices that I heard as a child. How did the voices that you heard growing up affect you? So we're going to get more into that in the journaling prompt section later. But just as I'm writing, I'm thinking how exceptional and wonderful it is to have a person around us or people around us that, support our ideas and our voices. One of the exciting things about Amanda is she always seems to absorb knowledge, and since childhood seems to always be inspired by the world around her. As a senior in high school, Amanda was inspired to become a youth delegate for the United Nations after watching a speech by Pakistani Nobel Prize laureate Malala Yousafzai. Malala is definitely on our short list here at Spark, so you will be seeing a segment on Malala also, but her speech inspired Amanda to become a delegate. Also in high school, Amanda began editing her first book of poetry, The One for Whom Food Is Not Enough, which was published in 2015. Amanda received the Milken Foundation Scholarship, which she used to attend Harvard University. While at Harvard, Amanda studied sociology and Spanish and spent a summer studying abroad in Madrid, Spain. While at Harvard also, Amanda won a Genius Award and grant from media company Ozzy for envisioning outstanding innovations. Amanda wanted to focus on women through the lens of the tech world. She started a project called Generation Empathy. So Generation Empathy is a 360-degree virtual reality experience created to showcase young women, change makers of different backgrounds, vocations, and passions, and share their voices with the nation. Like, how cool is that? So, she just always is lifting people up. All her goals are to uplift. So I felt so inspired by this project because on a lesser scale, that's what I want to do here at Spark, honoring women and their voices, as well as holding and creating space for women to, find their passions and discover their dreams. It's so exciting to see women across the country engaging in these same processes. Like, it's just exciting. And Amanda is out in front of that race. So Generation Empathy was just one of the many ways Amanda has used her vision and passion to showcase those she wants to uplift. During her time at Harvard, Amanda also became the first National Youth Poet Laureate. She graduated from Harvard cum laude in 2020. While all of that seems like a journey of 10 lifetimes, I mean, look at that. Oh my goodness. That was just the start for Amanda. Amanda's activism and art focused on oppression, feminism, race, and marginalized people. One of the more exciting things to me about Amanda's work is the way she uses her art as a tool for social and political change. She creates change with her writing and her fashion statements, which are empowering and uniquely her own. She is founder of One Pen, One Page, which is a nonprofit that promotes literacy and leadership. And every project she engages in is just uplifting marginalized people, uplifting everybody, and just bringing everyone forward together. So when I said Amanda was going forward and this was just the beginning, I am not kidding you. So Amanda's aspirations continue to grow and expand. She has expressed on occasion and shared her interest in running for president in 2036. Amanda has received support from important women such as Michelle Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Oprah. So while her spirit and drive are so incredible, I wonder what it's like to be Amanda Gorman, the human, the woman going forward to bigger and bigger things. Amanda has spoken in front of thousands of people across the country and across the world. During her interview with Michelle Obama, Mrs. Obama asked Amanda about how difficult and nerve-wracking it can be not only to talk in front of large groups of people, but to do it as a Black woman. And for Amanda, a woman with a speech impediment. And Amanda says she has a mantra that she repeats to herself when she's frightened or nervous, before going on, or in the words of amazing Brene Brown, just feeling not enough or wondering if you're enough. She repeats to herself, I am the daughter of Black writers who descended from freedom fighters who broke their chains and changed the world. They call me. While that statement, they call me, invokes many different images, it reminds me of the Disney movie Moana, where she sings, They Call Me. Your ancestors are calling you to take it forward, taking their dreams and their hopes forward, going further than they were able to go. I love that society is finally catching up and supporting an image of women that are strong humans carrying their ancestry forward. How cool is that? Wow. While it is a great honor to honor the call of justice and equality, it is also a lot to carry forward. With all the projects, accolades, to-do lists, dreams, things she wants to accomplish, how does Amanda care for herself and her soul? I wonder to myself. How does she stay grounded and keep her eyes on the prize? Amanda says she loves to take hikes or walks, listening to her favorite songs such as All the Stars by Kendrick Lamar and SZA, or Run the World by Beyonce, as well as taking pictures of beautiful scenery which help her to slow down and notice the world around her. She also mentions going to bed early, loving hot baths, and setting a specific time every day to shut down emails and phone calls. Amanda says you have to focus on wellness and joy and consciously add them to your life. While Amanda has accomplished so many incredible things, her most noteworthy to date is her poem, The Hill We Climb. Amanda read the poem at President Biden's inauguration, becoming the youngest poet laureate to ever read at a presidential inauguration. For me personally, The Hill We Climb is one of the shining stars in my universe right now. I have a framed copy of the poem hanging in my living room and another copy in my art space. And whenever I'm feeling at a loss for hope or that people are incapable of kindness and compassion, I take down one of the copies of The Hill We Climb and I read it. And I'm reminded that our history is long and complicated and painful. But as Amanda says, the dawn continues to come. Our nation is not broken, but simply unfinished. My favorite section quote comes towards the end of that poem when Amanda says, "In every breath from my bronze-pounded chest, we will raise this wounded world into a wondrous one." Let me repeat that. In every breath from my bronze-pounded chest, we will raise this wounded world into a wondrous one. To me, this means that we must never forget to hope. That day by day, word by word, and action by action, we will create a better world. In Amanda's last lines of The Hill We Climb, she says, "There will always be light, if only we are brave enough to see it, if only we are brave enough to be it." Oh, this poem just gives me the goosebumps no matter how many times I read it, no matter how many times I go over it. Just incredible. Thank you, Amanda. When I look at the trajectory of Amanda Gorman's life and all the things she has accomplished in these few short years, I see a woman driven, always absorbing, learning, and realizing the next thing she wants to accomplish and go after full force. It's so exciting. So what I think of is, how do we develop that in our own lives? So that's, we're getting into our journaling section, but I just want to say thank goodness for Amanda Gorman. Such an inspiration to me and so many others. So she is our inspiring woman for today. Okay, so here we are with some thought-provoking questions to journal about. Amanda had a mantra she used when she was nervous or, ready to do something really big. So do you have a mantra or a ritual, or, what do you do when you're feeling unsure of yourself or need to lift yourself up? What are your things that you do? So that's one prompt, one journaling question. Amanda has always seemed to know what she wanted to achieve next. Have you always known what you wanted to do? Because I can tell you from my experience, my road has been very crooked. And much of the time, unsupported to kind of do the work I'm doing today. What are your goals for next week, 3 months from now, a year from now, 5 years? Are you on track with what you want to accomplish? And our next question, who are some of your icons or people you look up to? Why do you look up to them? And how are they similar to you, and how are they different from you? Amanda works towards justice for women of color, marginalized people. What is worth fighting for you? What are you passionate about? Okay, so thank you for coming to Spark today. If you have any suggestions for more inspiring women, please send me a comment on the website, mysparkjourney.com, or on YouTube or Instagram. I'm so thankful for your likes and subscribes and questions and comments. I am so grateful. Thank you for being part of this dream that is Spark. I'll see you guys next time. Take care and have a beautiful day.